If you are a dog watching this, which makes no sense, sure, you've got 2 little arms and 2 little legs. Not true, you've got 4 legs. You see what I'm saying? Whereas if you're a human being, which I'm going to assume you are, Simon the Board A-Hell here, also leader of the BLC, the Big Little Club. Doesn't matter if you're big, doesn't matter if you're little, you're all allowed to be a part of the fitness club, which kind of ties into today's video. Amazingly too, this video is sponsored by Magic Spoon. And as you know, Magic Spoon have been a long-term supporter of my videos, and it's mostly because they sent me a bunch of Magic Spoon one day. I ate some, as I'm going to do right now. And as always, when I'm trying it down, I'm like, man, that is some good cereal. The coolest thing too is I have so many flavors, and recently it's been cocoa that I've been enjoying the most. And I am obsessed with cereal. I've told you this before, I'll tell you it again. And sometimes, when I'm not meant to be eating cereal, I still eat cereal. Now, I do have it for post-workout, but the point of Magic Spoon is, because it's far healthier for you, if it is just a random time on a Thursday and I think, oh man, I'm desperate for cereal, I can have some and I don't feel like a fat slob. You can also build your own variety box right now where you can choose from my current favorite cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, cookies and cream, maple waffle, blueberry and cinnamon. Plus there is a brand new reformulated honey nut flavor that is going to be added to the permanent collection. Magic Spoon cereals are also better for you than normal cereals because they have 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and we all want protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. Plus they're only 140 calories for said serving. They are also keto friendly if you're into your keto diet, but they're also grain-free, gluten-free, and soy-free. And if you use the link in the description below in order to buy your Magic Spoon, you're gonna get some money off. Because yes, you can build your own variety box and use the code Simon to get $5 off. And if you're living in the UK, which I am, or Canada, Magic Spoon now ships to you. So as ever, thank you very much to Magic Spoon. I have so much Magic Spoon now, it's going to last me for ages, or at least it's meant to, but even if I do indulge, it doesn't matter. Magic Spoon is all right by me. Because as you may know, or you may not know, doesn't matter, it's not your job to know, that would be strange. I broke my hand recently, and as of speaking, I haven't been to the gym in 3 weeks, or when I say that, I haven't done upper body for 3 weeks. I tried to do a little something, it just does not work, and I thought, here's some good advice, at least what I think is good advice. Sometimes you just have to call a spade and realize, well, I'll rest it super duper now so I can get back to the gym quicker. I think one of the biggest mistakes we all make is we try and find these workarounds, then actually realizing this is making the injury worse. So whereas what I would have been back in the gym in 3-4 weeks, now it's going to be 6-7 weeks. Always remember, sometimes you just got to live in the present. However, what I did do, maybe kind of crazy and maybe kind of not crazy, is I started to train my legs every other day because I'm weird and I like going to the gym, and I thought, well, why not? What's the worst that can happen? I overtrain a little bit, I'll soon know, I can back off, etc. So basically I was doing Monday legs, Tuesday rest, Wednesday legs, Thursday rest, Friday legs, Saturday rest, Sunday legs, and I just kept that going routine. Now, we're doing that for 3 weeks. So, is that a long enough time to do a true litmus test? Maybe not. However, the one thing that I learned, and you have to throw into the equation, like this is my big asterisk. No, I wasn't able to do stuff like squats, can't hold a bar. No, I wasn't able to do stuff like lunges. Make sure you do lunges as much as you hate them. Wasn't able, well, I did walking lunges, but I didn't do any kind of weighted lunges, and I didn't do any Romanian deadlifts, etc., etc. So really, all I could do was use isolation machines. So I was able to do leg press, I was able to do leg extension, I was able to do 2 different types of hamstring curls, because my gym has 2 different types of hamstring curls, the sat down one and the lying down one. I was able to do calf raises, and I was able to do walking lunges, and I was able to do weightless Bulgarian split squats. So I kind of just took all of this stuff and I mucked around with it a little bit. Like I've got a hammer strength leg press, so I did that, and I've got a normal machine leg press, so I did that, and I moved my feet around, etc., etc. But I really pounded that ass as much as I possibly could. Like, I didn't hold back. And what I tried to do is I tried to muck around with each session so I didn't get bored, because training legs is difficult at the best of times. So Monday, I wouldn't necessarily say I went super heavy, but I was aiming for that sort of 8 to 12 rep range. And then when I got to Wednesday, I would shake it up. I would do the different exercises in a different order, and I'd aim for a more sort of 14 to 16 rep range just to try and shake things up and surprise myself. But actually, the thing that surprised me even more than that was you can smash your legs far more than you think you can smash them. Now, most people, I think that we talked about this yesterday, we'll talk about it again. Push-pull legs, push-pull legs. This is the routine that I do, which means within a cycle of going to the gym, within a week cycle, you're training your legs twice a week. Now, is that enough? Yes. If you're training your legs once a week and you're going hard and intense enough, that will be enough. Honestly, I'll be truthful with you. If you don't want to train your legs, you don't have to train your legs. Unless you are competing or you have, a certain reason why you need big legs. No, you don't have to train legs. Some people are pointing going, you're a loser, you don't train legs. Why the hell do you care about them? They're worried about your legs. Don't even give them a second's thought. However, I'm somebody that likes to train everything as intensely and as fully as I can do. And I kind of realized, I mean, I think we did a video about this before, but still, you can kick your legs ass far more than you think. To the point, I genuinely think this, if you want to throw in a third leg session a week, if you have the time, or if you're someone that doesn't like rest days, now do not forget rest days are the most important thing because you grow when you rest, but I get it. Some people just need to go to the gym, which I can respect as long as you're smart with it, you listen to your brain and you listen to your body. I would add an extra leg session in there. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that I've added any serious size onto them, but that comes down more to my diet, which I also think is an important message to get out there because at least for the first week or so, doing cardio and stuff was hard. I still did it, mind you, but not at the intensity that I would want to. I kind of backed off my calories a little bit. So that's obviously going to have a direct correlation on how much size I'm growing or how much muscle I'm going to keep, etc., etc. But I thought, well, I'd rather lean up a bit than, get not completely out of shape, but you know what I mean. I decided to go in that direction. So I can't necessarily say that I put any mass on my legs. However, the one value that I do have is that I did get stronger and stronger, even within a 3-week period. Let's just call it Monday the 1st, right? It wasn't Monday the 1st, we'll call it Monday the 1st. By the time I got to Monday the 14th, we're talking 2 weeks here, especially on the leg press, I was adding on 20 plates, I was getting to that 12 rep range. Yeah, I was struggling towards the end, but I was like, I think I can put a couple more on, and I did. And honestly, I think I probably, within those 2 weeks, I think I put on something 20, 40, so 80 kilograms, so an extra 40 kilograms each side. Now, don't get me wrong, this was pushing my rep range down a little bit, so I was more in sort of the 5 to 6 rep range. But I don't necessarily think that would have happened if I wasn't smashing them as much as I was. And it goes to show, I think people forget this, your upper body is always going to be easier to break down musculature-wise because you're not stood on it constantly. If you're a dog watching this, which makes no sense. Sure, you've got 2 little arms and 2 little legs. Not true, you've got 4 legs. You see what I'm saying? Whereas if you're a human being, which I'm going to assume you are on your legs, let's say 18 hours a day or something in that line. I mean, you sit down. But the point is, you are actually putting a hell of a lot of pressure and a hell of a lot of your force on your legs constantly, which is why when you go and apply even more weight to them, you have to go crazy. That's why leg day became a meme. Because if you do leg day properly, before you go in the gym, you should feel a little bit worried. You should feel a little bit stressed. I mean, not really. I'm talking facetiously here. But you should know you're going to have to probably train a bit harder than would do otherwise, and you're going to have to be way more intense. Now, if you struggle with that for one reason or another, and you don't want to take pre-workout or whatever it may be, throw an extra leg session in there. I cannot believe it. Like, I thought I was going to wake up most days, oh, my legs are killing me, or my legs are killing me. And they did hurt, which made me, when I went back to do a next session in a couple of days, I was like, man, is this a good idea? Or is it going to be too much? But actually, it wasn't. As soon as I started hitting different muscle groups, I suppose in kind of tiny different ways, be it moving my feet or whatever, the different rep ranges, the different weight ranges, I was like, no, I can do this. I absolutely can. Now, of course, if I did this for a prolonged period, I may turn around and say, oh no, this was a terrible, terrible idea. And look, when I can train again, which is hopefully going to be next week, I probably am going to go back to 2 leg sessions. But you bet your ass I'm going to throw, more exercises in there. Now, make sure you always, training legs in as many different ways possible. You've got your posterior chain and all the other chain nonsense. You can look it up. You don't need to hear me talking about it. You want to make sure you're getting that because it's just going to build up your stabilizer muscles and you're going to hit every single muscle that you do have. So ultimately, you are going to look better. And don't forget, there's science and there's research out there that says if you have a heavy leg session or you train your legs in a good way, that actually promotes a testosterone response around the body. We're talking 1-2% here, but that's obviously going to help you make gains in other areas too. But I mean, I've been training for a long time. And I was probably training for 10 years before I realized, man, I'm not training my legs hard enough. I think I've told you this story before. I was doing squats. And I caught myself squatting in the mirror. I was like, that is crap. So I got rid of all the weight I had on the bar. I went down to just 1 plate on each side. And I re-taught myself how to squat, going all the way down, all the way back up, making sure I wasn't putting too much pressure on my knees and coming up with a range of motion that worked for me and worked for my body. I don't know what I can squat these days, but it's far more than I was doing, and I have better form, which is the dream. But even then, I think I can go a bit more hell to leather, so I'm going to assume that a lot of people out there can as well. So if you wanted to do push, pull, legs, rest, now how would this work? Because legs comes at the end. I suppose you would do legs, push, pull, legs, rest, and then push, pull, legs or something like that. I think you could probably get away with it. I truly do. And if I realized this was going to happen, I would have documented it more. Although, to be fair, it's hard to do. Just in the gym in general is impossible with one hand because even racking weights takes you about 72 years. But as I did have this information, and as at the moment we are kind of doing these stripped back videos because I still can't edit properly. My word, it still hurts to use. Well, I just had to use my mouse. We're getting there, but you see what I'm saying. I just thought I'd try and throw it out there. And if you do want to experiment with this and you do want to give it a go, I think you will see some, I don't want to say serious progression, but I think you'll see some solid progression with your calves, with your hamstrings, and certainly with your quads. And again, don't forget your calves need to take that kind of a hammering. Who has crappy calves? Who gets yelled at on the internet all the time for having crappy calves? Me. But now that I've done, a variation of calf raises over the last month, look, is it better? No, it's not better. No, it is better, sorry. No, it's not like the greatest thing ever. I'm not going to enter a bodybuilding competition. People are like, oh my gosh, look at his calves. It's the greatest thing ever. Basically, should you train legs 3 to 4 times a week? And I think the answer is yes. Now, getting it in is going to be next to impossible, right? So just stick to your 1 to 2 times a week and make sure you're absolutely going crazy with them. But if you find yourself in a situation like me, or maybe you need to give a certain body part a rest for some reason, but you still want to go to the gym, or you just get to a Sunday, which is your rest day, and you're going crazy, like, oh man, I need to lift weights, and as long as you haven't done legs on Saturday, obviously, and probably better to give it a couple of days rest, I think you can go and smash your legs, and you will totally get away with it. And also, it means you can eat more that day. Everyone knows that. When you do leg day, you're allowed to put your calories up because you're meant to go to the gym and absolutely go nuts. There you go. There's my anecdote for the day, and please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Get the bell ding ding so that the videos are going live. There will be another video on the click. Please do click it. Thank you to everyone that did sign up to patreon.com/Simon316. The link in the description below. For a short period, just in case you don't know, my gym fails will be going there. Maybe 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week. I don't know until I get this problem sorted out because it's wrecking my channel. Grillofmine.com/Simon. You go to Simon to get 10% off. I endorse those products. I think they're good. In Greg Doucette's Power 13 cookbook. On Instagram and Twitter at Simon316. Simon@thebigcartel.com. And I think that's it. So for anyone that has made it to the end of the video, you're the super crew. By Monday, we should be able to start editing videos properly again. This is my hope. I've started, like I say, I've been doing mouse activity today. And it's hit and miss, but I'm confident. And actually, it's a bank holiday here on Monday, so it'll be Tuesday. I've got a video already lined up for that one. So let's hope we can get back into it. Thank you for bearing with me, as always. It has been a bit of a struggle, but I appreciate you and I appreciate your support. See you soon.